I started losing my hair back, in my late teens, early 20s. And it had a big impact on my self-esteem. It really did. In your early 20s, that's when you're supposed to be building your self-esteem, and your life and your future's all ahead of you. And for me personally, it took some of that away. And my friends and family would say, "Hey, you look great. No big deal. Don't worry about it." But for me personally, it affected me. It affected my self-esteem. I would always do searches on hair transplants and stuff like that, and I came across a couple websites where people were sharing their personal experiences, and the pictures and their stories blew me away. And they had work done here at Hasson Wong, and they were actually from Seattle, where I was from. And so I emailed them, and they emailed me back, and we got together, and I got to see them in person. And see, when I was researching it back in the early 90s, and you get the brochures from hair transplant clinics or hair mills and videos, and I was really skeptical of that. And this was an opportunity for me to, actually see and meet and talk to face with live patients. And the results blew me away. The procedure was great. First of all, Vancouver's a beautiful city. Stayed at a great hotel on Grandview Island, and the hotel was wonderful. Great view of the city and the water, and the procedure itself was fantastic. I came here at early in the morning at 7. The staff is wonderful. The office here, the clinic is first rate, and the actual where they do the surgery is super comfortable. It was no problem. It was not painful. The most painful part of the whole procedure was the numbing aspect. Kind of like when you're going to the dentist and they're going to fill in your tooth. They put the Novocaine in, the little bee sting there. After that, it was no problem. And I remember going to Mike Furco. He was the representative that set up my procedure, and I told him, if it stopped here, I'm happy. The hair, and that was 4 months into it. And he said, just wait. And after 4 months, it starts growing in, and after a year, it's a full head. I am just unbelievably happy with the results that I got. My life today is great. It was amazing when after the hair grew in, the transplanted hair grew in. I totally let go of being bald, and it was like I never was bald. And so that all that pain and anguish that I went through in my 20s, going through the baldness, I totally let go. And it's almost like I never was bald. And, today, I got my magic back. My confidence is back. My self-esteem is back. And, it's an investment. My social life is better. I'm happier. I make more money. And people notice it. People, it's a subtle thing. But when you take care of what bothers you, and if it doesn't bother you, fine, but it bothered me, and it was a personal thing. But today there is a solution, and I took care of what bothered me. And people notice it. I'm happier.